So this is my second attempt. The first one, my computer crashed and didn't save any of it, so that's cool. Anyways, this might be a little bit more brief than the last one because I'm frustrated. So, talk about your presence physically. Yep, I was in class. Um, I was early for 95% of it, except for one day where I was late because I lost my keys in traffic and I had to go back and get my, badge thing, whatever. Yeah, so yes. Your mental focus during class. Yeah, I would say 100%. I would say that I was never really like disengaged with anything that we were doing. It was just, you know, I just need something to do. That's all. I was paying attention to all of it. I promise. Attitude towards class assignments. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought a lot of the assignments were really cool, and I thought the restrictions were enough to be like, like you can't just meet the line. You actually have to do something, which I thought was fun. It was like, old school. It was like old high school work that would like, they'd be like, oh, you can just write a paper, or you can, do a creative option. But we only had the creative option, which was fun because I never did the other boring option, anyways. Anyways, um, I would say that I did. When it comes to work, I didn't really like push myself too hard, but I tried to work with something new every time that I made, especially in After Effects, because I'm well versed in After Effects. Motion graphic stuff is kind of my specialty. It's my favorite thing to do. I'm not saying that I'm good at it, but I know a decent amount. I yeah. Um, I would say like with the Stickman figure thing, it was the particle world where I created the rain. With the brain thing, it was the claws and having them as 3D objects, which I've worked with 3D objects before, just not in that way. So I tried to learn something new, whether it was small or big, like Particle World or the Claw. I tried to do something new. If not, still did more After Effects work, which is what I want to specialize in. So I'm pretty okay with it. Um, Inquire. Be on time. I was pretty on time for 95%, except for that one time I wasn't because of my keys. Check assignments on Monday morning. I would not do that at all. I would wait until class on Monday to check, which is okay, but it's also bad because I would only check it because we were going to class and not on my own time. I would never take the initiative to check it for myself, which is fine. Not great, but it's fine. It's workable or adaptable at least. Because now, if I know that I'm not going to take the initiative, I just need to set reminders. Say, hey, check your check your assignments on Monday morning, and you know set an alarm for that every week. Um, Check your full sale email and messages on FSO daily. Yeah, same thing. Just kind of check, say, set. That's the word. Set reminders on my phone every Monday to check my email. Sorry, brain stopped working. Anyways, um, yeah. So I just need to set alarms to check it. FSO. Maybe not necessarily Monday, but daily as well. Respond to emails and messages within 24 hours. I think setting the alarms will help with response times. Keep calendar for time management, making sure you hit deadlines. Yep. Tried that, didn't like it. I don't like actually writing down schedules. I do not like that. I like schedules, not writing them down. When I see them, I freak out because then I'm like, oh, I have that to do, and that, and that, and that, and that, and then I freak out and I'm like, that's a lot to do. I don't want to do it, and then I push it off until the last minute, and then it's too late because then I don't have enough time to do it all. And if I do, it turns out really shitty, which I don't want. but it happens. But if I keep like a mental schedule, which I've been pretty good at, knowing like when things are due, mentally. I did that a lot in high school, and I did fine for the most part. Anyways, um, it doesn't intimidate me as much, and when I know that I can do it for fun and not necessarily think of it as work, it helps a lot. Um, yeah, I think Rescue Time has helped with that a lot too. Rescue Time has helped because I would get distracted a lot with video games. I would play a lot of video games. I would play like an hour, or I would say that I'd play like an hour of games, and then that hour turned into 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes 6 or 7. But saying should checking Rescue Time throughout the day helps a lot, because then I can say, okay, I'm gonna play 3 to 5 hours of video games today, and the rest is gonna be work. Like today, when I had nothing to do, I've played 3 to 5 hours of video games. Let me go check it, just real quick. Just a little, a little. Fun time with Cameron. Yep. Yeah. So my 3 to 5, I'm still in my 3 to 5. I have 4.5 hours on video games. Well, never mind. 3 hours. 3 hours on video games. So I'm doing good. And then I have 2.5 hours on After Effects today, which I've been working on some stuff for Gerard, which is great. So using that has helped me a lot in actually visualizing and seeing how much time I've put into stuff, which helps a lot. So it helps visualize the time, which helps my time management skills, which I need to work on. Meet minimum requirements on assignments. I did that for the most part. There were a couple of assignments where I forgot a couple things, and that was because I was stupid and didn't read in detail, or as much detail as I should have. And so I, just looked over that a couple little bits, and so there were a couple times where I would forget like 1 or 2 things. So I just need to read more carefully, or instead of reading more carefully, but along with reading more carefully, I should say, read it like, more than once, and not like 2 hours before it's due. Connect with your peer in your cohort. I would, yes. I did a lot of that. Whether I initiated it or not, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I did not initiate a lot of it, but I did get a lot of work from talking to a lot of people, and I made some new friends in the class, which is fun. I got a lot of stuff to do from Gerard. I got 3 things to do from Gerard, and 2 things to do from Verse, which is fun. Now I'm working with actual companies through Gerard, so that's fun, and I'm getting paid for it. Anyways, I would say I've done decent with that. I personally have not, I'm not the initiator on it, but I have connected with my peers a lot more than I thought I would. And I'm trying not to be as intimidated by them, because a lot of them seem really cool and really talented, and I feel like I'm not. I take that back. I know that I'm not. Anyways, if you need something from instructors, did you reach out in a timely manner? No. With the project where we had to reach out to 2 instructors, I reached out to 1, and that was because he was my Friday Blend teacher. And then Um, I was like, hey, do you know any people for motion graphics? And he was like, yeah, like, I know people for motion graphics. Go see this guy. And so I was like, okay. And then I was going to go email that person. And you know what? I didn't. I was supposed to. I told myself to when I got home. And then I didn't. And then I forgot. So I haven't. So the answer to that is no. However, I have gotten, you know, contacts for people in motion graphics, since that is the thing that I want to, specialize in. Um, so I'm gonna try and hit them up, a little bit after Thanksgiving break, so they're not like super focused on getting all their work done and turned in, or not turned in, but like finished graded and whatnot and all that kind of stuff before Thanksgiving break. So like when the new month starts and all the stress is kind of a little bit lower. We're still there, just in a different sense. So, no, overall, assignment wise, yes, outside of assignments. What would you suggest yourself to increase or maintain your motivation through the program? Definitely giving myself some relaxation time, like I said, with rescue time. Giving myself 3 to 5 hours of gaming or relaxation a day is good. Depending on like what my schedule is. Like for Friday Blend, if my schedule is like 9 to 1, 3 hours is enough time. However, if I have something like today, where there's nothing to do, 5 is okay. Use the rest for work or whatever. Anyways, using my time to relax is super helpful, because I've been working on stuff. Like yesterday, like I worked on stuff for like 3 hours straight, and then I would start like seeing like weird stuff, and I was like, oh, this looks like shit. I would take an hour break, come back, and I'd be like, I don't know why I hated this so much. You know what I mean? Like just like an hour break like helps so much. Using rescue time again, not only for that reason, but keeping my schedules intact, and making sure that I use that for time management, and making sure that I meet my goals of like, this is how much you should do by today, this is what you need to get done by today, and this is how you're using your time, and it's like super helpful for me personally. So I think using resting time and giving myself relaxation time, getting out of the house, not being alone. That's really bad for me, is being alone. So I need people, but I need to be alone. I'm not extroverted. I don't like get energy from being with people. I get really exhausted exponentially per person. But I need people to stay mentally healthy. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Evaluate. Share your plan, including very specific behaviors that you will be using going forward to maintain steady progress in hitting the innovative role to ensure you get the most out of this experience. Yes. So that mainly has to do with finding people who are really good with motion graphics and trying to work with them. I was told that there was like what was it? Something brew. Media brew. I don't know. It was something brew, and it was like a motion graphics company around here, owned by Kathy's husband, I believe. And I was gonna contact them and see if I could like internship with them. That's my plan. Hopefully by the time I graduate, I want to internship with them at some point. Continue using rescue time as like a way to like time management and all that kind of stuff. And then I think another important thing is for me to like set reminders every Monday to like check my work. If not, just set reminders until I get used to it. That is, just so I can have a heads up of how my week's gonna go, but not write it down, because that freaks me out. So yeah, but I think this class was good, and I genuinely had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun meeting new people or meeting new people, like just kind of getting to know the people that I already knew existed, just never really talked to. Um, but yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to sociology again because, fun fact, I almost went to school for psychology, majored in psychology, and then almost was thinking about going into psychiatry. So yeah, no, I think a lot of that stuff is very interesting. So I'm excited for your next class. Bye.